Immigration. Immigration. My favourite subject. It's not really my favourite subject. I'd rather not be talking about it, to be honest. And I'd rather know nothing about it. It's kind of like I didn't ever want to understand what vaccines were. And I didn't really want to understand what SARS-CoV-2 was. And I didn't really want to understand who the World Health Organization or the World Economic Forum or any of those other scumbags were and are. So I never really wanted to know about any of those things. I was happy to just kind of live my life and crack on being me and building my career and traveling and all that kind of stuff, and building a family, starting a family, etc. But immigration, illegal and legal immigration, they're both problematic, especially whenever it's en masse and primarily unvetted males that are coming in from North Africa, Afghanistan, Iraq, and wherever else. And they're passing through all of these safe countries to get here. Now, we were pretty insulated from it here in Northern Ireland for a period of time. And now we're not. Now we're not. Now our little girls and little boys and women are effectively unsafe in our lands, in our country, here in Northern Ireland. There's a 13-year-old girl in the town of Ballymena. Ballymena, that's my kind of local town. Well, I'm more local to Ballymoney, but I grew up running around Ballymena. And there's a 13-year-old girl raped by, as the description goes, a dark-skinned man with dark brown eyes who didn't talked in a funny accent, and that was the description that was kind of given about this guy. So obviously you've got the sexual nature. That wee girl is now going to have to carry that. She's now going to have to carry that the rest of her life. God only knows what impact that's going to have on her psychologically. And I feel terrible for her parents. What has happened? What has happened? Because it used to be years ago, someone that would have done something like that wouldn't have got away with that. Now, the police may not have had an opportunity or a chance to deal with it, but it would have been dealt with, and that person and or persons would not have gotten away with such a heinous act against a child in our town. So I think that it's about time that people woke up. Everybody's kind of waking up to the whole COVID nonsense and everything else, and vaccines and the education system and the fiat currency and all that other kind of stuff. But the most pressing issue at the minute is the fact that our lands have been overwhelmed with young men of fighting age from cultures that cannot coexist with us here in our lands. And they've proven this. They have proven this. The politicians, you boys and girls, are very much the reason as to why we find ourselves where we find ourselves. Don't hide behind legislation and the UN and the World Economic Forum and we must do this and we must do that. That makes you even more of a scumbag, in my opinion. It's about time you people stood aside or dealt with it properly, because the people and what I'm hearing just in general chit chat with people that I would never have heard talk the way they talked today. Maybe that's what you want. Maybe that's what you want. Maybe you want a mass uprising or a mass whatever. Maybe that's what you want, so that you can bring in martial law and whatever else. Maybe that's what you want. But once it would happen, I can assure you, it's not what you would want. It is not what you would want. You can be sure of that. Ridiculous. Do your job, protect the people, secure our borders, and stop pandering to all of this globalist bullshit, because that does not fly here in Ireland, Northern Ireland, England, Scotland, Wales. No more. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. It's the politicians who need to be held to account for this. That guy needs to be found and justice distributed in whatever shape and form that comes. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And you should be ashamed of yourselves. Sinn Féin, the Alliance Party, SDLP, and all of the other ones that are doing nothing about it. Nothing about it. You know, that's Catholic, Protestant alike. I don't care. I don't care. You have done nothing. Absolutely nothing. Despicable. Absolutely despicable. I hope that they find that guy. I hope they find that guy. Rotten.